Hey guys, I want to make a video today to talk to you a little bit about injuries and pain and how those develop over time. Before I delve into that subject a little bit more and explain to you guys the process and how things actually develop, I just want to clarify something from the beginning. There's usually two types of injuries. There's the contact injuries and the non-contact injuries. What I'm going to talk today about is going to be non-contact injuries. Because contact injuries is a completely different type of injuries and is hard to address or prevent because those type of injuries are usually caused by a contact, as it's called, contact injuries. It can be caused by a tackle, by a check, by somebody falling on you. That type of injury is going to be very difficult to prevent. So that being said, for the non-contact injuries or the pain, people will start to have nagging pain, or like my shoulders bothering me, or my hips bothering me, or anything like that. And a lot of times people are gonna be like, I don't understand, I didn't do anything differently, and this just started. So I'm wondering what might be happening in there. Is it the joint click that's just starting to click or whatever? And regardless of what is it exactly that's happening in the joint and the muscle itself, the concept that usually is worth explaining here is that those injuries don't just magically happen out of nowhere. Those injuries develop because a lot of times because of an imbalance or a bad recruitment pattern or something along those lines that will cause that pain to develop and grow over time. So the analogy that I like to use for that is the bucket of water. Okay, so we have a bucket of water, which would be our injury threshold. Okay, that would be the analogy here. So what happens is that when we have a faulty movement pattern, a bad recruitment pattern, an imbalance, a restriction in range of motion, something along those lines that restrict our ability to move efficiently and properly, there's going to be a drop of water that's going to drop in the bucket, and then every time you move in that specific way, you're reinforcing that pattern, and over time the water will just keep getting higher and higher. And that's why nobody, like, you don't feel anything for a long period of time until you reach that threshold, which is really when the bucket is full, and then it starts to overflow, and then that's your threshold of pain. This is when the pain actually starts. So it's just to reiterate here that the pain doesn't just magically start from anywhere or from nowhere. It's an accumulation of bad movements or bad mechanics or imbalance that will create that pain over time. And that analogy, I think, represents that really well. And I try to explain that to people when they ask me about something that's bothering them. It's just not the result of a random movement or just like doing a bad movement getting out of bed that you did, because a lot of times people will be like, I just kind of bent over in the wrong way. And a lot of times it's not just like this one tweak that you did to it, or this one bad movement. It was that little weird movement that you did might be unusual for you, or might be taking your body out of its comfort zone, but ultimately it's the buildup of that pain threshold over time that develops, and then you tweak a muscle, or that pain starts to appear in your shoulder, in your hip, or whatever is bothering you. So hopefully this concept makes sense. If you have any question, don't hesitate to hit me up, and please, if you like that video, please share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you next time.